Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Mike Bell and this is the Practical Training Professionals. Today we're going to be doing one of our disassembly, reassembly videos. Today we're doing that on the FN 509. This is chambered in 9x19, so stay tuned as we get into it. All right, like I said, everybody, today we're doing a disassembly, reassembly on the FN 509 chambered in 9x19. First thing you're going to want to do is remove the ammunition source from the firearm. So press a magazine release, take that magazine, set it aside. I like to do a finger check here just to make sure nothing's trapped inside, and we're good to go. Next, you want to take your non-dominant hand, go ahead and push that slide to the rear and engage your slide lock. At that point, we're ready to inspect the interior, the cylinder, the bore to make sure that there's no ammunition in there. And we are good to go there. So we're ready to go ahead and disassemble this firearm at this point. First thing I like to do, so I don't forget, is go ahead and remove this thread lock. If you do not remove the thread lock, you will not be able to remove the barrel from the slide. Go ahead and set that down. Now we want to take the slide release and move it into the 6 o'clock position. Pretty simple. At this point, we want to grab the slide with our non-dominant hand, slide it to the rear. The slide lock releases, and we will walk this thing forward. Now, one thing specific about this firearm and others is that you do have to perform a trigger squeeze in order to release the magazine. That's why, or release the slide. That's why it is so important to make sure that you've cleared this thing of any ammunition first. Now, what I do here is I slide this just to the rear, a very little amount, and go ahead and squeeze that trigger. And now I could go ahead and walk that slide off of the body. Now you'll notice this is a plastic body. It's nice and lightweight. It is a full size, but it is really lightweight. So at this point, if you're doing a cleaning regime on this gun, you can go ahead and clean inside the mag well. You can clean the trigger assembly and all of the action back here, okay? So we'll go ahead and set that aside. Now here's your slide assembly. And like I said, you do have to remove that thread protector off of here in order to get the barrel out of the slide. So first thing you want to do here is go ahead and depress this spring and remove it from the slide assembly. Next, I like to use one of my lower fingers here to go ahead and push that barrel up from beneath and walk it out, just like that. This is as far as you will field strip this firearm. If you're more confident in your skills, if you're that kind of person, you can go ahead and work on the firing pin and everything here. We're not going to do that in this video. This is where you would start with your cleaning. You would start up here in the slide and get that thing nice and cleaned and then lubed. Set that aside. You would clean your barrel. Make sure that it's nice and cleaned and lubed up. Set that aside, and then you would clean this, your spring. Set that aside. Clean out inside here and make sure everything's good and lubed up. All right, so that's the disassembly. Let's go ahead and get right into the reassembly. It's basically the same as before. You want to go ahead and take your barrel, drop it in, slide it to the rear, take your spring, drop it in, and make sure it's engaged. It will seat down there on the barrel. You can go ahead and attach your thread protector at this point. Now, if during the process of cleaning this, you accidentally slid the slide release to the rear, to that 3 o'clock position, you want to go ahead and make sure that that's in that 6 o'clock position, okay? There are two guide slides, or slide guides on either side here that correspond to two slides, to two guides on the slide itself here. Want to go ahead and engage those and slowly walk the slide to the rear of the firearm. Once you get here with your non-dominant hand, you want to go ahead and rack the slide back and engage the slide catch. Go ahead and rotate that slide release to the 3 o'clock position. And now it's time to do a functions check, okay? So let's go ahead and release the slide. I like to use my non-dominant hand here so I can inspect. inside the chamber here. Everything feels good. Now make sure your firearm is pointed in the safe direction, and I like to go ahead and do a trigger squeeze here. And it's that easy, guys. You have just learned and saw how quickly it is to disassemble and reassemble the FN 509 chambered in 9x19. All right, guys, like I said, it really is that simple. If you want to see more of this, we do have an entire playlist on disassembly, reassembly of different firearms and different calibers. We hope you check that out. And if you want to find out more about the channel and get alerted when new videos come out, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn on notification, guys. Until next time, as always, learn, defend, prevail. We're out.